Up YouTube here with a post-fight video for Gilberto Ramirez versus Dominic Boesel. It was for the WBA Interim light heavyweight title. Now, before I give y'all the analysis of what took place in this fight, I'm gonna tell y'all the results that kicked the video off. Ramirez was able to score a fourth round knockout win to become next in line to challenge for the WBA light heavyweight title. Of course, that title is held by Dominic Boesel. And yeah, whoever wins the rematch between Canelo and Boesel, Ramirez is next in line to challenge for that title. And this was my first time actually watching Gilberto Ramirez. I know he was a former world champion, former WBO super middleweight champion, but during his reign, during that time, I wasn't tapped into the sport of boxing. I kind of tapped out of the sport of boxing during the time where he was champion. I'm now recently getting back into the sport of boxing, and this was my first time actually, sitting down, paying attention and observing Gilberto Ramirez, and I was impressed by the skills that he displayed in this fight. Obviously, Boesel, I haven't really heard of dude. I've never seen him fight before. Ramirez, I was looking at his record on Wikipedia, and I don't recognize a high quality name or a recognizable name to my knowledge that he's fought. But he's had a lot of fights. He's almost 50-0, undefeated, big guy. He looks big even at 175, so he was definitely a big guy at 168, hence why he probably moved up to light heavyweight, and he's been fighting at light heavyweight ever since 2019. And Boesel, even though I haven't heard of dude, never seen the dude fight before, the WBA had him at a higher ranking than Ramirez, obviously not after tonight, but it was all Ramirez as far as, the breakdown part of the fight. Ramirez, it was all him from the first round all the way to the end of the fight. He established a jab to keep the distance with him and Boesel. And he's a come forward fighter from this fight, from what I've seen from him in highlights and all that. Yeah, with the jab, he was able to, follow up with other punches following his jab, and he was coming forward, so obviously that was pushing Boesel back, and when Boesel would have his back against the ropes, Ramirez would go to work. It would be target practice from there on. He would put combos of punches together, mixing up his punches, going downstairs and upstairs, and I liked how he created different angles for himself to land his punches, using the pivot to create different angles to attack from. I was impressed by that, and yeah, congrats to Ramirez. He solidified his position as the #1 contender at least for the WBA organization. And whoever wins that rematch between Canelo and Boesel, and I think that's most likely going to be the next fight for the WBA light heavyweight title, unless Canelo wants to drop back down to 168 and continue to defend his undisputed super middleweight titles. But he basically announced that he's going to go for the rematch with him and Boesel. He's going to try and become two-time light heavyweight champion. How do y'all see Gilberto Ramirez faring off versus either Canelo Alvarez or Dominic Boesel? Stylistically speaking, I think it would be an easier fight for Ramirez to fight Canelo, not only due to the size, but stylistically speaking, like I said, Canelo's a hybrid. He could box and he could fight, but he struggles versus boxers, so it would be more of a fan-friendly affair if Ramirez were to get in there with Canelo Alvarez, and yeah, it would be more of a fan-friendly style fight. Of course, a boxer/boxing puncher like Dominic Boesel, I think, would give Ramirez more trouble, and I think not Ramirez, pardon me, but Boesel is the best light heavyweight in the sport right now. Not only due to the fact that he beat Canelo recently, but he's also beat the other champion at 175, and Joe Smith outboxed him. And Arthur Beterbiev doesn't have as much fight as Dominic Boesel. And Ramirez is in the mix, and also Boesel is younger than Beterbiev, and and what's his name? Yeah, and Joe Smith as well. Boesel already has a win over him, but Ramirez is in the mix. He's undefeated. He has tons of experience, former world champion. Like I said, impressive performance. How do y'all see him versus his potential opponent, who he's next in line to challenge for the WBA belt? Y'all let me know y'all opinions in the comments. Subscribe, share, like, all that good stuff. Y'all already know. Be safe, be healthy, and I'm out, y'all. Peace.